Ooh, bitch, get out the way, don't fuck up my wave, I'm just trying to get paid. Stomach is rumbling, I'm hungry for more. Ski master track, got me Louis your store. Reppin' East Coast, shout out the Woodies. Grinding for pockets, it's fatter than Monique. Going LeBron in that pay for that money. Oh wait, I'm younger, it's more like I'm Brody. You can't knock my fucking hustle. I would never stumble, your knees buckle, you crumble. Don't you try to pop my bubble. For the bag, I'll never fumble, cause all my life I done struggle. Hustle time, all about the Gouda. Move, bitch, old school looter. Hustle time, stacking no bread, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. Hustle time, watch it shoot up, move bricks, gotta get my loot up. Hustle time, done when I'm dead, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. All about the Gouda, move, bitch, old school looter. Hustle time, stacking no bread, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. Watch it shoot up, move bricks, gotta get my loot up. Hustle time, done when I'm dead, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. It's dog eat dog world, I wear a blood so shirt. If dollars make sense, I'ma need that work. You sell a drug, sell a hoe, sell your love, sell your soul, sell it up, sell it low. From a Doug, from a Joe, amateur or a pro, off a dough. This is the real, this is too real. Give a fuck how you feel, kill for a living, or make a killing. That is the ceiling. What do you want? What is your need? Know what's your purpose? Everyday hustle, everyday hustle, everyday working. Hustle time, all about the Gouda. Move, bitch, old school looter. Hustle time, stacking up bread, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. Hustle time, watch it shoot up, move bricks, gotta get my loot up. Hustle time, done when I'm dead, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. All about the Gouda, move, bitch, old school looter. Hustle time, stacking up bread, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. Watch it shoot up, move bricks, gotta get my loot up. Hustle time, done when I'm dead, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. The hustle is evident. What is your element? It comes with experience. When indecisive, we turn to violence, and that shit is serious. Pockets of press, cause it's three with that envy. You watching your back, cause the haters and plenty, the riches don't share. And that shit is sad. We hurting ourselves and each other's for bags. Go in the hood, you still see cause it crack. Money the motive, no matter the act. I am just speaking some facts on the track. If we need help, then why don't we collab? Money has a said, money opens the legs, money keeps us fed. But money don't stay with the hustler in death. Hustle time, all about the Gouda. Move, bitch, old school looter. Hustle time, stacking up bread, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. Hustle time, watch it shoot up, move bricks, gotta get my loot up. Hustle time, done when I'm dead, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. All about the Gouda, move, bitch, old school looter. Hustle time, stacking up bread, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. Watch it shoot up, move bricks, gotta get my loot up. Hustle time, done when I'm dead, I don't give a shit, I'm just trying to get fed. Yeah. All about that fucking paper, you feel me? Scrooge McDuck tape shit. Tryna hold this dollar, hold this dick.
Never fall for a fallacy. Stay awake, don't you fall asleep. Never fall for a fallacy. Stay awake, don't you fall asleep.
Back in my shit, back in my bag. Never backpedaling, put my back to the patch. My mind is a canvas, let my words be attacked. For a while I was silent, so now for attack. Phil came back up like advice from a parent. My pen bleeds on pads cause my goal is apparent. I hear all these chumps, they just mimic like parrots. Yo, I see an Eiffel, not talking about Paris. Snakes in the grass, policy slither. Mad cause they bitter, wanna see a quitter. Jealous of a nigga, rather see you wither. Whether I'm storming or brain full of drought, I knew I was something and ethered my doubts.
Never fall for a fallacy. Stay awake, don't you fall asleep. Never fall for a fallacy. Stay awake, don't you fall asleep.
I can't stop, I won't fail. It's heaven for a G. You're living in hell, we don't matter now. It's like go well. Some say that time shows you answers. Well, I let my grind show me answers. Some say that time shows you answers. Well, I let my grind show me answers.
You fall asleep.
I can't stop, I won't fail. It's heaven for a G. You're living in hell, we don't matter now. It's like
go well. Some say that time shows you answers. Well, I let my pride show me answers. Some say that time shows you answers. Well, I let my pride show me answers. I let my pride show me answers.
Yo, 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 yo. Yeah. You are now rocking with the best. Hailing from Jersey. This is that boom bap, new rap. Better make your head nod. Say this, say that. We don't play that for size. Lit back, sit back. Roasting by my law. Get racks, flip that. I can do no wrong. Split dab, six packs. When I'm in that zone. Knick knack, patty whack. Give a dog a bone. Give a dog a bone, bitch. Give a dog a bone. Give a dog a bone, bitch. Give a dog a bone. It be the antidote. I got your antidote. I shot the word, I drop my words into the air and smoke. You ain't prepared for dope. Beware the animal. Bottle the rage, me mugging like a Gyarados. Pass me a lighter. I need to get higher. Meet me at the top. Pass my crown and call me sire. Kobe in the post. You ain't trying to catch a fade. If I had the juice, you motherfuckers spit it made. If you throwing shade, let these words marinate. Better bring that fucking energy when it is to my face. I don't tolerate, I don't have the patience. All I got are bars filled with punches and a cadence. Confidants and followers and those who can be patrons. Keep nodding your head, this is for you, it be my latest. Rockstar lifestyle, might don't make it. Girl, you look good, I'm betting better ass naked. That pull back, new rap, better make your head nod. Say this, say that, we don't play that for size. Lit back, sit back, roasting by my lawn. Get racks, flip that, I can do no wrong. Split dab, six packs, when I'm in that zone. Knick knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Give a dog a bone, bitch, give a dog a bone. Give a dog a bone, bitch, give a dog a bone.
It's your boy, grimier than bathtub mildew. Got your girl fucking with me, what you want I will do. Homie saying slow down, this might.
What's good? What's good, y'all? Sorry about that. Sorry for the delay. For some reason, Facebook is acting up tonight. That's why it was taking me so long, but I apologize. Thank you guys for tuning in anyway. We're just going to do this. We're going to get in here, get out of here. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to chill with us. All right, so this is Giants versus Jets podcast. What's good, cuz? Thanks for tuning in. Again, this is Giants versus Jets podcast. Shout out to my man G. Take care of some family things. So the greatest thing about that, we won't have to hear about none of that garbage ass Giants information today. So we're just gonna concentrate on obviously the Jets. If you have any comments, whatever, hit us up. We're gonna be in and out. Ain't gonna be too long today. Got to get up and go to the gym early in the morning. So we're going to have some fun, though. First, I want to talk about the mini camp. I want everyone to truly understand it's a mini camp. There's guys with helmets on and shirts. There's no one with pads. They're not running like true routes. But it is good to be able to see players actually on the field in practice with the media to a certain extent. With the media that's actually was allowed there to give a good opportunity to see the players on the field interaction, to see the coaches interaction. So it was good to see that. It was good to see Zach Wilson behind the quarterback position. It was good to see all of the draft picks we picked. We had 10 draft picks, and then we think we signed about another 10 or 12 free agents, undrafted free agents. So it was the media wasn't allowed to see the 7-on-7s and things of that notion, but you still got a lot of time to see them on the field stretching. It's starting to feel more like football again. Last year with the pandemic, so many things were going crazy, haywire. This was cut, no preseason games. So many things were just all over the place. So this year we're going to have the preseason games. I don't know if they verify we're actually going to have the 4 we normally have, but until I hear different, I'm going to go that we'll have the normal 4 preseason games. We'll be able to have a true training camp. If I'm not mistaken, we have camp coming next week on the 17th. I really, really would like to see the veteran players that will show up, knowing that this is voluntary, not mandatory. I want to see if our middle linebacker Mosley is going to show up. I still think he has a lot in the tank, but sitting at home, practicing and exercising in the gym is different than actually being on a football field, being with the training staff. So my really true worries with him is injuries. He hasn't played in 2 years. Doesn't matter, how much he was in the gym, how he ate right. Hitting people, having pads on is totally different. He has a brand new playbook. The entire staff does. So it'll be really interesting to see Mosley really get back on that field, command that middle linebacker position. And, he's coming from a 3-4. We played a 3-4, and now we're playing a 4-3. So I'm really, really interested in seeing how Mosley can work in that 4-3 system. He's a veteran. He's a phenomenal player. I don't think it'll be that big a problem of a transition. But I don't see us not having him or getting rid of him this year. Definitely next year with that contract. He'll definitely be trade bait or cut bait. People remember we have I think another 10 or 12 draft picks next year. We have 2 2s, 2 1s, a couple of 3s. So definitely be able to target and finish off the defense from that standpoint. So I really want to see who's going to actually come out to the voluntary workout, knowing there's a new. Even though Joe Douglas was there already, it seems like we have a brand new regime all across the board. There's a different feeling in the building now. You're not having to deal with, oh man, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? What's this? What's that? And you're having all the fans, including myself, with a great amount of optimism, really looking forward to seeing this season. And not saying the Jets are going to the Super Bowl, but we're definitely going to put up a lot better overall fight every game than we did last year with winning 2 games. And I know there was let's see. My cousin says, what will the offense look like? Will Wilson be the starter? That's a good question. I think the offense, let me get to that in a second. Yes, I think obviously Wilson will be the starter. He was a 2nd overall pick. They do not have anyone as of yet on the roster that could compete with Zach Wilson, even coming in from college. We have White and we have Morgan. Those are the other 2 quarterbacks that are on the roster right now. So I'm not sure. Maybe they might bring in a veteran, maybe not. For some reason, the Jets love White. They kept releasing him, signing him, practice squad. So for some reason, they really like White. And he has similarities to Wilson as far as the capability of being able to scramble, do things. And I'm saying he doesn't have the overall arm talent that Wilson has by any far of fetch an imagination, but he has similar traits. What up, Frank? Frank says sign Geno Smith. I wouldn't be mad at that. You laugh, Frank, but I wouldn't be mad at that. He's familiar with the New York media. He's a veteran. It's not like he doesn't know how to handle the tri-state. And Frank, you make a good point, man. That would really be good because those, again, you're looking at mobile quarterbacks that can make multiple throws from different positions. So I like that idea, Frank. Even though I know you was joking, that actually does sound like that's a good one. So, yeah, Zach Wilson would definitely be the starter. Now, as far as the offense, I want people to understand this. Yes, Zach Wilson came from BYU. It's not a powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination. But what I want everyone to understand, you can't yeah, he is cap friendly, Frank. It could work. You say that, and I think it might actually work. I'm not sure what college White went to, cause you the college guru, so you should know that. I'm not sure about that one. Simone, thanks for checking in, young lady. Thank you. So I think the offense is going to have a lot of firepower. Now, will Zach be able to find the open man? I tell you this, one of the best things that the Jets did in the draft was trade up in the draft and get Vera Tucker to put right alongside the big ticket Mekhi Becton, solidify that left side. The right side is still a work in progress, but I think Cam Clark will be able to show something, and he should be able to slide into that other guard / tackle position because he did play both in college. So we'll look forward to see how that happens. But what I really, really think, especially where, you had a lot of people because the Jets drafted Elijah Moore that they thought that the Jets automatically released Crowder, which to me made no sense absolutely by any far stretch of the imagination. Yes, it's a $10 million one last year, but you can't have enough weapons, especially with a rookie quarterback. You're talking about a veteran wide receiver who's shown you over and over again that he can get open. He actually made Darnold look good at times without a great without a good offensive line and extra lack of weapons. So you look at all the weapons that the Jets were able to bring in. What's his first name? Jay White, I think it is. I think it starts with a J or something. I got all my devices going, so look up the Jets backup quarterbacks. His name should pop up. But with all the offensive weapons we have and the improved offensive line, you have Becton in year 2. You have Vera Tucker, who's going to hit the ground running. Let's see. Robert Salata defense plays hard for him. We'll get into that in a second, Frank. So from the offensive side of the ball, you'll have an overall better offensive line from day one. You have a lot of weapons on the offensive side of the ball with the two wide receivers, Westbrook and Corey Davis. We have Mims coming back. You still have Crowder, and then you add Elijah Moore. And it kills me when everyone's saying Elijah Moore is a slot receiver. That bothers me. Look at the stats, people. That young man lined up all over the field at every position, the X, the Y, the slot. He lined up in the backfield as a running back. He played the swing. This man played every position other than tight end imaginable on the offensive line. And this is a guy who is one of the best, if not the best, route runners coming out of college. He led the ACC or SEC. I think he was in the SEC, not EC. But he led his conference, which is the most competition-wise, but he led that conference in yards. He averaged 10 catches per game, 149 yards per game. He led his conference in overall yards. This man is electric once the ball gets in his hands, and he can run phenomenal. He can run a plethora of routes. I think he ran 14 routes in college. So overall, especially, and then you add Carter, who is wow to get him in the fourth round, a guy who is tailored to the type of offense that we're going to be running, which is run first, play action, and now we have wide receivers who can get open, where Crowder won't have to worry about getting double teamed all the time because you have so many weapons coming out of the backfield or lining up on the line that you can't just focus on one individual, which will make the team more explosive. Now, will Zach Wilson have the greatest percentage? I don't believe so. Again, players are faster and bigger and stronger in the NFL than they are in college, so he's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. But the type of offensive system that we have is quarterback friendly. It's not overcomplicated like Gates' system was. Left, right, two, back, 3, 6. No, it's simplified, makes it easy for the quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback. And the greatest thing about Zach is Zach can make any throw on the move. This is a man who, you go look at the tape, was still able to throw 40, 50 yards with both feet in the air with accuracy and with strength. Rare. So I think the offense will be way improved. We'll be able to definitely put up points on the board on a regular basis. Now, as far as the defense is concerned, we have a mean front four. Even when the Jets ran a 3-4, that defensive line with Quentin Williams, you had Fakasi, and you have the gentleman with two names. It'll come to me, Franklin. So, and then you add Lawson to it, you add Curry to it, you add Rankings to it, and now they're running a 4-3. Now I understand Quentin got hurt, but he will be back and healthy and ready for spring training camp. So it's not like he'll miss anything. He has the playbook. They'll probably just weed him along, which will give other people an opportunity, which makes it even better now to where even though we'll be waiting for Quentin to get healthy, we still have Rankins and we still have Fakasi. So the fact that we have so much depth on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball, Quentin going down, yes, he's a phenomenal player, but we have other bodies to come in there. And if Rankins can stay healthy, he's I guess you could say, quintessential to Quentin Williams prior to him getting injured. So if we can keep him healthy, you're looking at an opportunity to where we'll have one of the best, if not the best, front four in the business. Now, as far as our linebacker core is where I think we'll have the biggest hits or issues or problems. Again, Mosley is used to running a 3-4. He's always playing a 3-4. Now we're playing a 4-3. He's a veteran. He's a great player. I don't think it'll be that big of a problem for him to adjust. We added Davis, who himself is a middle linebacker, so we're asking him to play the Sam. But to me, the most interesting part, especially when it comes to the defense, is the wheel, where we drafted two safeties. We drafted two safeties that we're going to convert into linebackers. Now, one is 6'1", about 215, 212. That's Sherman. Physical guy, can cover. Loves to play against the run. Has a decent amount of speed. Not the greatest. I think he ran like a 4.5, but he has decent speed. He loves to tackle. He loves to get his nose, put his nose in the pile. But the one that really intrigues me is Nasruddin. Now, I think the Jets won 2 years in a row. We drafted Bryce Hall year before last in the fourth round. I think it was fourth or fifth round, because he was hurt. And we were in a position where we could wait for him to get healthy. And once he got healthy, he started playing. He showed you that he had the first round talent, but the only reason he slid was because of his injury. got a gem there. That is a starter day one, number one corner in the making. So we go and we get Nazaddin in the 6th round because he had an injury in 2019. 2020. Well, 2019. And only played 2 games this year, coming back from recovery. But prior to then, he was on everyone's top 20 board. You have a guy who's 6'3", 220, can cover, loves to hit. You go back and watch tape of this guy. When this guy hits you, a lot of the balls were being dislodged. The guy can cover, he can hit, he's aggressive, he loves to put his nose in a pile. So I think Nazaddin will beat out Sherman, and I think the other guy we have, oh my gosh, the guy stays freaking hurt. I usually have the whole roster here, so I apologize for everybody. But the middle linebacker we had coming back, the guy who keeps getting hurt is a good guy, but he can't stay healthy. I think Nazaddin will beat him out. So we'll pretty much have 3 kind of athletic linebackers. Now, I'm not saying Mosley and Davis are the greatest cover linebackers in the world, but as far as the will between, I think his name is Chapman, might not be Chapman, but between Sherman, Nazaddin, I think that will be a big surprise with a lot of blitz, and we'll have a front 4 where no one, who you're going to double team on that front 4? You know, you're going to free somebody up. Now, safeties, we're good with that. I like Ashton Davis. He's coming back. We signed Joyner. I think Ashton is also, he's a track star, so he can play a little corner or free safety, whatever it is you need him. He's also a guy who loves to tackle, put his nose in there. And then we have Marcus May coming back. You know, that's the biggest plus. Now, as far as corners, and shout out to Steve, because Steve broke this down to me. Bless Austin played phenomenal last year. Even though his name isn't mentioned, he was actually one of our best defensive players. The guy loves to hit. Now, me personally, I always thought it'd be good if we could move him to safety. I just think he plays that little zone thing a little better. But after Steve broke it down to me and really look at it and check the stats, wow. Bless Austin is a lot better than I actually thought he was. So I'm not saying we got the greatest secondary, but I think we have a secondary that can hold up. We might sign a corner. There are 2 corners out there. One's very good, but looks like Joe wants to give this rookie class a good opportunity to prove themselves. And, you know, you have a lot of GMs who I picked you. So, you know, and they're young. So it gives them a great opportunity to get some experience from day one. So I think as far as the defensive line, we'll have one of the top 5 defensive lines in football. Linebacker, I don't know, maybe top 20. And as far as secondary, I would have to say the same thing, maybe a little higher. But the greatest thing about pass rush is it makes that quarterback get rid of the ball a lot faster than they anticipated. And that can help the secondary out big time. So I definitely think the defense will hold up. Robert Saleh has ability to get the most out of his players. And it'll be interesting to see him get the most out of the offensive side of the ball. And I liked how he came in. He didn't do what Rex Ryan did. He didn't do with Gates did. He didn't do what the other coach did. The defense coordinator, where, you know, I know this, so I'm only going to work on this side of the ball, and then I'm going to do this. No, he's actually going to work both sides of the offensive defense. He's going to be in there. He's going to know what's going on, how it's going on. LaFleur, he's come. Now, he's never really called plays before, but it's not like, again, this is an overcomplicated system that we will be running. So I think on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball, we will be putting up a lot a better overall competition than we did last year. Now, especially with special teams, because especially Elijah Moore can return kicks. He can return punts. So that'll be interesting to see. All right, so the NFL released the The NFL released text message, the schedule for the Jets and the entire NFL today. So we're going to go over that, and then we're going to get out of here. So week one, they waste absolutely, you got to take your hat off. I don't have it on, so I'm going to put it on, and then I'll take it off. So you got to take your hat off to the NFL for causing as much kind of discussion as best as possible by having the Jets play the Carolina Panthers in Panther Stadium week one. So you have Zach Wilson going against Sam Darnold. You have that they're going to play that up. I mean, it's going to. I mean, you're going to get full. You can get fat for eating up all of the back and forth you're going to have. Donald's opportunity to show his revenge. Donald's opportunity to show, he is a good quarterback. We just never surrounded him with a good offensive line or great offensive weapons. And in Carolina, he has a good offensive line. Well, it's getting better. And you have arguably the best running back in the game. And you have some offensive weapons, and you reunite with your wide receiver. So he has weapons now. He has a great running back, and he has a good offensive line. I'm not really sure how their defense is, but it'll really be good to see. And you can this is going to be real big for the Jets. It's going to be them showing, them wanting to show that they made the right decision by trading Darnold and drafting Zach Wilson to take over the reins. And this one should be a really good one, week one. So that's September 12th at 1 p.m. Next week, we play against the Patriots at home. I am not sure who the Patriots are going to have at quarterback. I think they had the greatest quarterback that could have fell to them. He's not the most athletic, but he is a game manager. You surround that man with some talent, and that man will pick you apart. So that'll be good to see. We're at home. Week 3, we go to Denver, play against the Broncos. Following week, we play against the Titans. That'll be good. Corey Davis will go against his old team. We play at home. Now, here's the interesting part. We're going to London this year. We are the visiting team. We will be playing against the Atlanta Falcons, who will be hosting. That game is October 10th, and that game will be at 9:30 a.m. So for those guys who love to wake up early to more football, there you go. You got the 9:30. That'll take you right into 12:30. Right before the 1 o'clock game. And the only problem that a lot of people have with these games is your fantasy football guys, which it causes a lot of issues or problems, especially if you're worrying about an individual who may or may not play. Should I start? Could I have started? And between the Falcons, even if you don't believe in the Jets, you have a lot of players there who will be on a lot of teams. Still not sure. Julio Jones, as of now, is still on that team. So they have other weapons. They have Riley. So you're looking at some great situation there. All right, so then we go to New England to play against the Patriots. So we play the Patriots twice within about 5-week period. And then after that, we play at home against the Bengals. So that'd be good to see. You have Joe Burrow going against Zach Wilson. The next one up, we go out to, I think the Jets won alone kind of primetime game, November 4th at 8:20. So that's going to be against the Colts. I always say the Colts or the Jets because most of their picks came from us when we traded for Darnold, including Nelson, their future Hall of Famer guard. After that, we have our first meeting against the Bills, November 14th. We're at home. Then the Jets go to the Texans and play. Go to Texas to play against the Texans. This game is, really not sure what's going to happen here. We still have no idea who's going to be the starting quarterback. As of right now, it's Tyrod Taylor. We're still not really sure what's going to happen with Watson. He hasn't been suspended. He is going through some court issues right now with allegations. So as of right now, we're still not sure how that team is really going to look. After that, we play the Eagles at home. That should be good to see. Then we play the Saints. Now that I'm looking forward to because we play here. And I know Beats is a big she's a big Saints fan, and that's December 12th. That's a 1 o'clock game. And then we have a to be announced, which is the NFL trying to tell you the AFC East is becoming one of the most respected divisions. Now, no, the Jets aren't in that discussion as of yet, but if not this year, definitely by next year, we will be in that discussion as one of the teams you don't want to play. So that game doesn't have a time. That's December 19th. So I guess they're trying to say, depending on what our records are going to be, this might be one of the games that they flex. All right, so keeping up with the NFL and keeping things going, of course, we're playing the Jaguars, but we're at home. So you have Zach Wilson going against Trevor Lawrence. This is December 26th. Both of them have a couple of games underneath their belt. So depending on the records, it'll give everyone an opportunity to see. Because, again, this is going to be something they're going to feed you. So you're going to get hungry. You're going to be good. They're going to want to feed you as much as they can. Was Zach Wilson the best quarterback? Was Trevor Lawrence the best quarterback? As of Phil Simms, who his track record, it speaks for itself. He's really picked exactly what quarterbacks were the best. I don't think he's missed yet. So that'll be good to see. And then because we have 17 weeks now, we play against at home against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. So again, depending on what happens up until this time, let's say we all know the Buccaneers are going to be favorites to go to the Super Bowl again. They pretty much brought everyone back, and the offensive line got better. So depending if they're in it, you may not see Brady playing this. So I don't want everyone to get too overly excited about the situation, especially if the Jets wind up really having a really good season, which they have the possibility of doing so. Because at the end of the day, once you hit the ground running, and momentum is something that's very, very hard to stop. All right, so now, week 17. Now, remember, we're playing 17 games from now on, not 16. We ended against the Bills, as usual. We're in Buffalo. So, I'm not going to go over win-losses or what I think is going to happen. I will save that for after spring training and we start doing preseason. I want to see what these players look like, especially the second and third game, which is the most important games, especially for for the starters, which is where a lot of especially the third game, where the starters go into the second half. So you'll really get an opportunity to see what the team is truly made of, playing against opponent in the second and third game, playing against each other. It's cool. You get to see certain things, but it's different because you can't hit the quarterback. There's certain things you really want to do, but you can't do. So it'll be really good to see. So I will save my prediction as far as what I think the Jets' overall record will be or should be. But again, I want to see some spring training. I want to see a couple of preseason games, and then we'll go from there. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of your busy schedule, for hanging with me today. Once again, this is Giants versus Jets podcast. My man G has some family things he had to take care of. So next week, Wednesday, G will will go over his thoughts of spring mini camp for the rookies and give you an opportunity to go over the Giants schedule, which everyone is saying is a cakewalk. I didn't pay attention to it. That's his job. So again, thank you again for hanging out with Giants versus Jets. I am Truth. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.